Okay, that obviously cut off again. So we're going to start here. We set them up equal because they're vertical angles. So I'm going to solve this. Remember, when you solve equations, there are 4 different ways to start. I'm just going to choose one of them. I'm going to move the x's, 3x, take it off of this side, put it back on that side. So we have 47 equals 3x minus 25. 6x minus 3x is 3x. Add 25 to both sides so we can get the x alone. So 72 equals 3x, and then we would divide by 3. I do my scratch work off to the side. So 24 is x. I'm not circling that though, because look at the problem. The problem says find the measure of angle SQR. Well, we have x now. And how are we going to find the measure of this angle? Well, you plug it in. And I just wrote this here, so we're going to run out of room. Angle SQR is 6x minus 25. So we can plug x in. 6 times 24 minus 25. I'm just going to grab a calculator so I don't use too much time on this video. Well, apparently it's not working. What else is new? So I'll just do it on the back. 24 times 6 is 144. No. Yes. And then 144 minus 25 is 119 degrees. So this angle up here is 119 degrees. So you can see it gets more complicated, but really the setup of the problem is the same as the simpler versions. The difference is that now you have to do more algebra. If you are uncomfortable with the algebra steps, obviously you can pause the video, but also make sure you get help so we can make sure you're ready for the rest of geometry. The next one, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Linear pairs, as we know, add up to 180 degrees. So you could draw a picture of this, but let's look at it more carefully because this one involves translating. It says the measure of angle 2 is 6 more than twice the measure of angle 1. Well, we don't know what angle 1 is, so the measure of angle 1, we can call that x. We don't know what it is. The measure of angle 2 is 6 more than, so we're going to add 6, 2 times, twice, angle 1, which would be x. So now we have our expressions. You could draw a picture if you wanted to illustrate what we're talking about. If that helps you see the linear pair a little bit better. And then we need to set up an equation. The equation would have to add up to 180. So you would say 2x plus 6 plus x equals 180 degrees. And then solve. Because we have one side that has x's in multiple locations, we need to combine like terms. So 3x plus 6 equals 180 degrees. And then subtract 6 from both sides. 3x equals 174. And then divide by 3. I'm doing that off to the side. X equals 58 degrees. And we want to find the measure of angle 2. Up here you see that angle 2 is 2x plus 6. So the measure of angle 2, 2x plus 6. So we have to substitute 2 times 58 plus 6. That would be 116 plus 6, which would be 122 degrees for angle 2. All right, let's keep trucking. If AB is, and remember this word means perpendicular to CD, and then they give us some expressions. We want to find the measure of DCE. Complementary means 90 degrees, and you'll see how that plays in just a second. DCE is 7x plus 2. Label your diagrams. ECB, this little one, is x plus 8. All right, and it says that AB and CD are perpendicular, which means that they have that little box in the corner. They're 90 degrees right there. So those are complementary. These add up to 90. So you would set that up. 7x plus 2 plus x plus 8 equals 90 degrees. Okay. And then we need to combine like terms. So we have 8x plus 10 equals 90. We want to subtract 10. I know I'm going pretty fast, but if you need to pause at any time, feel free. Equals 80 divided by 8. X equals 10. So now we have x, and we want to go back to our problem to see if we actually solved it. It says find the measure of DCE. Well, up here it tells us DCE is 7x plus 2. So the measure of angle DCE, 7x plus 2. We're going to plug the 10 in for the x. 7 times 10 plus 2. 70 plus 2 is 72 degrees. The measure of angle DCE is 72 degrees. I hope you're doing good. All right, let's keep trucking. Supplementary angles. If, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, it tells you this, one angle is this, one angle is that. We want to know the measure of one of them. So we're going to plug that into the picture and just write what we need. So K and M is 8x minus 5. M and J is 4x minus 19. And this is in the supplementary or 180 degree category. And that's because these form a linear pair, and linear pairs are supplementary. Supplementary means they add up to 180. So we would write 4x minus 19 plus 8x minus 5 equals 180 degrees. We need to combine like terms, so it would be 12x minus 24 equals 180. Add 24 to both sides. 12x equals 204, and then divide by 12. All right, I'm just over here dividing 204 by 12.